Hey everyone, I'm Michaela and I wanted to do some thrifting for Christmas this year. So I went to some local thrift stores today and I found some really awesome things. I'm so excited to share them with y'all. So let's just jump right into it. So something that I am really enjoying this year is really leaning into like the nostalgic and vintage style. I love vintage things in my home. So of course I carry that into Christmas. But the first thing that I found is a set of 4 of these glasses. These look so cute. They have this horse on the front and it has like the classic red and green colors. All 4 of these were $2, so I thought 50 cents a piece was a really good price. And I love finding Christmas glassware. I just get so excited to bring the holidays in any way that I can. So little things like glassware, plates, and stuff like that, it just makes it to where I can spread the Christmas joy in further places around my house. We have some Christmas ribbon. This one was $1 and this one was 50 cents. This one has a gold and green color, and then this one here is red and gold. And in my opinion, these cases look like they maybe could be vintage. So I've seen some people displaying like the whole thing as a whole without using the ribbon. So like, you actually use this to decorate with, and I thought it looked really cute. So I wanted to try that with these 2. And then I also found this star-shaped Christmas plate. It was $1 and it just has a Christmas tree and some other Christmas looking things around it. But this will be great to put some candy in or something like that. Maybe I could even put it on my coffee bar to put like coffee cups, like the disposable coffee cups. I could put those in here or something like that. So I thought that was really cute. And one of my favorite things to get is vintage silver. So I found this thing here. It was $2. And it's definitely Christmas themed, but I'm not sure if this is a napkin holder or if it's like a picture holder. I'm not sure because it's really short. So I would say this is only about 2.5 inches tall. So I don't know how well this would hold napkins, but I'll probably try it for that. But regardless, I love silver. So finding Christmas pieces that are vintage silver is just amazing to me. So I grabbed that for $2. The other day I was looking for Christmas paper on Hobby Lobby. This was $6, and that's a little bit more than I would typically pay, but I had been shopping for it online and I didn't really want to pay the prices online. So I've been seeing people making garland out of strips of Christmas paper. So I want to do that with my niece. She loves to do crafts. So this has some really pretty prints in it. So I thought we could have fun making some garlands with this here. So that should do us quite a few little crafts and stuff like that with her. I also found a few Christmas themed books. I was actually specifically looking for these because I want to be able to add more Christmas themed books into the holiday season. So this one is called The Creative Christmas Kitchen. I just really like the cover on it. I mostly pay attention to the covers when I'm looking for books, but it just has like different holiday themed recipes. So I can add this to my kitchen to decorate. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Victoria magazine. I used to get it and I found one of their books. So this is the Victoria magazine, Come Home for Christmas. Again, I just love this cover, but I love the magazine. Like I said, I used to get it. So they just have all kinds of like Christmas themed things in here. So I thought it would be really fun to look through this. And then of course, it's so pretty, the cover is. I can use that to decorate. So I grabbed that one as well. And I believe those books were $1 a piece. And then I also found this one. It's a Merry Christmas in cross stitch. Again, this is mostly for decorating, but I do know how to cross stitch. So there is a chance that I would use it to maybe make some of these designs in here. I think that would be really fun to try at some point. My granny is the one who taught me how to cross stitch. So it's been a long time, but I think if I got back into it, I could probably pick it up and then maybe YouTube, whatever, whatever, I don't remember. This Southern Living 1979 Annual Recipes book. So this one, of course, is not just Christmas themed, but it's based on every month of the year. So in the back, you will have like Christmas and holiday themed recipes, but the red will fit right in with decorating for my kitchen. So I'm hoping to take these books and kind of like stack them up somewhere in the kitchen to give it like a, you know, a cookbook look in the kitchen. So I'm gonna try that and we'll see how that looks. Also found this one called The Spirit of Christmas. I just thought that was a really pretty picture on the front. And then it has some nice ones inside as well. So with some of these that I'm not like really into using for the stuff that's inside of them, that's something that I would probably just, I might cut some of the pictures out or something like that to use for decorating. But it actually has like crafting instructions and stuff in here. So like this is how to make a tree topper. This is something that my niece would enjoy very, very much. But like even this picture here, I could cut that out and print it, or not print it. I could cut it out and frame it if I ever wanted to. So I also found this Christmas fabric. It was $2. And you can use fabric for so many things. Like you can use it as a runner, you can use it as a tablecloth. I thought about maybe cutting little pieces of it and I can use it to decorate the tops of my canning jars. I'm doing some homemade jams and jellies for people for like gift baskets. And so I thought this would look really cute if I cut pieces for the top. And I don't know, this looked a little bit vintage to me, like the colors of it and stuff. So I wanted to grab that. And then at one of my thrift stores, they had a big tote full of stockings, and I found these two. I just thought they were so, so beautiful. So I wanted to add these in to the ones that I already have. It's just two of the same ones, and I believe these were like $3 a piece. I think that's right. But anyways, I just thought those were so pretty and very like classic. If you're into the Ralph Lauren look, which is essentially just traditional Christmas, I feel like. But I feel like these really look like that Ralph Lauren look that everyone's really into this year. So definitely check out the thrift stores. You can get some really awesome things. This piece here is something I was so excited. Oh my goodness. And I don't normally shop for clothing, but they have like a whole Christmas section of like holiday centered clothing. So I found this Christmas vest. Tell me this isn't like so cute. I'll try it on here in a minute to show you guys what it looks like, so you can probably see it easier if I actually put it on. But it has just, you know, your classic Christmas sweater, Christmas vest look, kind of like that Grandmacore style, which I love so much. So this was, I think this was $3. Thought that was so cute, so I had to grab that. And I really never get clothing usually, just because shopping for clothing in thrift stores can be very overwhelming for me. So I normally only do that every now and then. But that was so easy to find, I went ahead and grabbed it because this is so cute.
Went thrifting the next day and found a few more things. I found these measuring spoons for $3. I thought they were adorable. I also found this candy dish from Mikasa. It cost me $2.50 and I love it. I thought it was so cute. I also found another candy or cookie tin. I just loved the little bears on the front. And for $1, it'd be great to put a gift in or something. I then found these pillar candle holders. I really like these because they say Merry Christmas around them, and that vintage bronze color that it kind of has going on is something I love adding in my house. I also found a vintage gift bag and a couple of books. I got an Elf on the Shelf book. This is for my niece. She loves Elf on the Shelf, so I know she's gonna just flip out when she sees this. And then the Saturday Evening Post Christmas book. So if you have never seen these books, they are very cool. So whenever I find them, I usually grab them. This one was $1. It has some amazing pictures in it, and I want to just sit down and look through it and kind of read through it and things like that. But that's all the pieces that I found. So now let's get to doing some decorating. After adding that ribbon to my hutch, I wanted to get to making the paper garland. I wanted to try it first myself, and then I can try it later with my niece because I know she's gonna want to make a bunch of these. So this is extremely simple. You just tear out or get any papers that you want to use. You cut them into strips, and I was not perfect about the strips. Some of them are a little bit crooked, and that's okay. And then I laid them out in a pattern to kind of know what I wanted to do. And then it's just very simple. You staple them together or glue, whatever you have on hand, and you just keep making a chain with them. This is probably something that a lot of you have done before, but if not, it's very simple, very beginner friendly, and very kid friendly. So I love how this turned out. It's just something about the homemade things or DIY things like this add a special touch. But I tried it in 2 different places. First here on my baker's rack, didn't like that. So I moved it over to my kitchen and I hung it off of my curtain rod and eventually decided this is the place that I wanted it to stay. I decided to put the books on top of my fridge. I just thought it added something a little extra that it needed there. And then I put the stockings on my hutch just hanging off. And those candle or pillar candle holders, I kind of have a collection on top of my hutch of different candle holders, as you can see. So they just fit in really well with everything else up here. I wasn't very sure where to add this fabric, so I just put it in this basket to add a little bit more Christmas touches. I then decided this little silver piece was a napkin holder, so I folded them in half and it worked out perfectly. I also added the Christmas book over to the shelf next to my door, and I really like how it looked here. It just added a little bit more of a vintage touch in this area. But anyways, y'all, that is all that I have for today. Thank you so much for being here. God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you next time. Bye.